Now, Tommy Hutton was known for a number of things: leading a replacement, a good pinch hitter, and the fact he was never struck by a pitch in his major league career. And the odds of that are literally 2,000 to 1. That's how much official plate appearances or close official plate appearances we had. Now, the band born Thomas George Hutton in LA April 20th, 76 is an American former pro baseball infielder outfielder who played in MLB with the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, and the Expos, and one of the first players to play for both Canadian teams in the same decade, in the late 1970s. Hutton is currently a color analyst for the Miami Marlins baseball television broadcast on Bally Sports, Florida. Now, he played at South Pasadena High School in the major leagues with the LA Dodgers in 66 and 69, the Phillies from 72 to 77, and of course the Blue Jays in 78, and the Expos from the 78 season to his final game on September 3rd, 1981. He appeared in the 76 and 77 NLCS with the Phillies. He batted 309 with 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in, mostly as a pinch hitter with the Phillies in 77, before his contract was sold to the Blue Jays at the winter meetings on December 8th. Now, Hutton was highly regarded as a standout fielder at first base and a good late-inning replacement. He gained considerable notoriety during his Phillies career for his success against Hall of Fame pitcher Tom Seaver of the Mets. In 62 plate appearances against Seaver, Hutton batted 320 with 11 walks, 3 home runs, and 15 RBIs. He's also again notable for never having been hit by a pitch through his pro career, which I think it is like close to 2,000, 1,920 plate appearances. In 952 games over 12 seasons, he had a 240-48 batting average, 196 runs scored, 22 homers, and 86 RBIs. He was good defensively, recording a .995 fielding percentage, playing primarily at first and at all 3 outfield positions. And he was part of what he called Montreal's taxi squad. So if anybody needed somebody to play the outfield, late innings, if Dawson Cromartie and Valentine needed a break, he went in. Now, after being released by the Expos, he moved from the dugout to the broadcast booth. He worked as a color commentator with ESPN, the Expos from 85 to 86, the Yankees from 87 to 89, the Blue Jays from 1990 to 96, and the Marlins from 97 to 2015. Most of his time with the Blue Jays, of course, was when the games were on CBC, because he was well known for his announcing on CBC game for the Expos. In 95, Hutton called games 1 and 2 of the American Divisional League Series between the Mariners and the Yankees, alongside Gary Thorne for NBC, and Game 3 of the LDS between the Indians and Red Sox, alongside Steve Zabriskie for ABC. Owing in great part to an organizational reshuffle, he retired from his 19-season-long broadcasting position with the Marlins following the 2015 season. After a 6-year absence from the booth, Hutton returned to his original position. Now, kind of interesting, ladies and gentlemen, his brother, the great Dick Ruffin, was an MLB pitcher from 73 to 86. They were teammates in the Phillies from 73 to 75. A cousin, Bill Seinsoth, was a star baseball player at the University of Southern California before he was unfortunately killed in a 69 motor vehicle accident. So you look at the rough stats of Tommy Hutton. They don't tell the whole story because, ladies and gentlemen, what he did for his teams, he was showing leadership all the time. Now, with the Dodgers, he only appeared in 19 contests with 13 hits and a .271 average in the 69 season, where it was caught the numbers game. With the Phillies, he really opened out, ladies and gentlemen, his rookie campaign, batting .260 with 99 hits, 4 home runs, 38 RBIs. Now, after, again, a pinch hitter, utility man with the Phillies for a number of years, he found himself in Toronto in 1978, batting .254 before he moved on to Montreal. In that season, he had 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, hitting .241. Now, in Montreal in 79, he appeared in 86 games with only 83 at-bats, ladies and gentlemen. So he's doing pinch hit duty and late inning duty, batted only .253. In 1980, same thing yet again, 62 games, 55 official at-bats, batting .218 with 5 RBIs. Now, in his last season with Montreal, 31 games with a 103 average, and again, he lost his bat. Now, fielding percentage is his big stat, ladies and gentlemen. And he also pitched one game for the Expos in 1980, and better not to talk about that. But the standard fielding, ladies and gentlemen, a strong defensive player. According to the rough stats that are given here, he only committed 12 errors in his career at first base, only 3 in the outfield, only 6 in the outfield, and also 1 game as a pitcher. Now, in 12 seasons at first base, 995 fielding percentage with only 12 errors. So just a tremendous. Now, Hutton basically was he took kind of the Morales place, or Montreal's great pinch hitter. But his postseason batting was quite interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because he didn't get hit in the postseason. You would think someone, a pinch hitter like him, but he only played 1 game against Cincinnati in '76 and 3 games against the Dodgers in '77. So as we say, 0 for 4. Now, Tommy Hutton you don't see many players like him anymore. Maybe you're looking at David Schneider. Not too often a veteran is kept on a team for his defensive play and for his personality. Like I said, Montreal always had second level players that weren't going to play much, because you had Larry Parrish at third, Dave Cash at second, Spire at shortstop, Tony Perez at first, and Cromartie, Dawson, and Valentine in the outfield. And there was no DH, so he wasn't going to get a lot of playing time secured, as we like to say. But what Tommy Hutton, like I said, meant to baseball in a lot of ways. Players like that are needed. Somebody can play the 7th, 8th, and 9th, 10th and not make a mistake and get a big hit. And very, very personable with the media. That's why his broadcasting career has been that strong, because everybody likes what he's doing in relation to the media. A very learned guy, a very important guy in Canadian baseball history. Not enough to make the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, but just like, we look at players like Ernie Witt, you look at players like the Butler brothers, they're a big part of Canadian baseball history. And like I said, he said playing in an Olympic stadium, he said that's a lot of legacy, because all these Olympic champions, he said, I'm doing the same outfield where all these people won the medal, of course, like Dwight Stones and Juan Torreina and all that, so it's pretty freaky. So Tommy Hutton, big respect in Canada for him. If you like what we're doing here, this was not a request, but my good pal of the channel, Ryan Thompson, asked me a while ago if you did a podcast on Ron Blomberg. Well, he wasn't as good as Ron Blomberg, but he meant just as much the Expos and Blue Jays, because at the time you needed coherent leadership on the bench, you don't see that. Like that movie Bull Durham, it would have been a better movie if another guy would have made the show other than Kevin Costner's character. He was one of his guys. Yes, I made it to the show. He knew all these cliches. Should see him an interview back in the day with the Montreal Expos team there, boys. It was pretty amazing. Having him and Bill Lee on the team was 2 characters who will always be remembered by the Expos. So thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.